from one of the loudest venues in the NFL. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Set to go in a rematch of what would come to be known later as the first Super Bowl. The Chiefs and Packers are underway. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A first carry for Samaje Perine. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now here's Mahomes. It's complete to Hopkins. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
That's good for our Kansas City Chiefs.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now Mahomes. He'll buy some time right. And no hesitations, they go right back to Kelce. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Lucas Van Ness on the tackle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move. To the 30-yard line. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10, right at the 30. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Love from the gun. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
And it's a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson, 47 yards. And the Packers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs.
Now it's Mahomes again. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here comes third and about a foot.
Mahomes now to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
You can see and feel the disappointment on that one because you saw some guys on the sidelines jumping up going, oh, no. Looked like they had that one set up well on third down, but you got to give yourself time to get rid of the football.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
This is caught. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open just a split second too late on the release.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late 2nd quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you. But the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You've got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final play of the half, Love. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And it'll be intercepted.
And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half.
So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score.
Nixon now from his end zone. Oh, and some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Love now. Able to find his man, Kraft.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They just do get the play off. Love going to throw it. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Love. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A handoff. Jacobs running to the left. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Now Love. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Leo Chanel charges in there hard and drops him for a loss of 12 from that outside linebacker position. Throwing on 2nd and long. Love. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Love looking to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jacobs. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in.
Who wants it more? This is 4th and a yard. They go with Jacobs. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. At first glance, I wasn't sure he got it. Then I saw that spot. Definitely a first down.
It was, but boy, on the other side, you dispute it a little bit, wouldn't you? Okay, if you're playing defense, are you sure he got there? But that's why they tell you all the time, don't just get what you need, get a little bit more, and take the decision out of the hands of the officials.
Well, there he needed a yard. He got a yard and maybe an inch. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here comes second down.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. The kick by McManus is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the fourth quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Mahomes.
Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's 2nd down. Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
The field goal unit on the sideline. One final play to decide the ball game.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. With 1 second to go, this to send us to overtime. And this doesn't get there. It's no good. They had to go for it, but their final effort here is going to come up short.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Kansas City. Soldier Field opened back in 1924 with the Bears becoming 10 since 71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. It's a rivalry that dates back to 1921. The Packers and Bears are underway from Chicago. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Caleb going to throw right away. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Looking to throw is Williams. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They'll go. Here's Williams. Flushed out right. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Throwing. Love. That's to Kraft, the tight end. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Tucker Kraft. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Packers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
They'll go play action here with Williams.
Steps away. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
To the air, Williams. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
To throw, Williams. Goes with the out route and completes it to Swift.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Throwing is Williams. And that one complete downfield to Allen.
Touchdown, Chicago! Keenan Allen, 57 yards.
And the Bears are an extra point away from evening this one up.
So here are the Bears now as they'll go for 2.
The Bears will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2.
The Bears will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Williams going to throw for it.
And it's caught. He's got it. So they go for 2. They convert, and along with it, they'll take an 8-7 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Reed going to bring it out of the end zone. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2nd down and 4.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Pushes him aside at the 45.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
It's a gain of 34.
He scored their touchdown earlier, and this had a chance to be another. This secondary scrambling for answers, looking at each other, trying to figure out who is going to put the clamps on this guy, because right now he's absolutely shredding them.
To throw now, here's Love.
Pass caught, it's Romeo Doubs.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Jacobs going to try the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Here's Love. And It's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Packers unable to pick up the first, and the Bears will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John.
Touchdown, Chicago! Keenan Allen, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
They'll look to throw. And he will get into the end zone, and it's now a 2-score game as the lead moves to 9. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say... I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the...
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Christian Watson.
78 yards.
And the Packers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
McManus's point after is good. And the lead is down to 2. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Scott on the return out of the end zone.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And with a 2-point lead in hand, they may not do anything too aggressive here. Here's Williams.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
To throw, it's Williams.
He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball.
That is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
2nd and 10.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Dancing to his left. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Packers will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
He's got a man complete. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. Now Williams. A final shot before break. And firing a deep ball for Kmet. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. On the ground, Jacobs will get the third quarter started. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Here's 2nd and 3. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Love now. That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
4 yards the pickup, first down. They just do get the playoff. Love going to throw it. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Running is Jacobs, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. The kick by McManus is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a 1-score game. They're in need of the touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
They'll fake the give. Now Williams.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
Play action. Now Williams.
A little short pass. This is Everett. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Out left, he's got it to Everett. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Williams.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Keenan Allen from 17 yards out.
And the Bears have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So what can the Bears do here as they'll go for two?
The Bears will line up for the two-point conversion.
They'll try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
Packers 24, Bears 22. Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game not quite over yet. We'll likely see them take all three timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. That one looks like he'll throw here. Able to find his man, Kraft. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball pops